Who is the spirit coming in front of me to my right? You're not a bother. You're not a bother to me at all. You know that. Who's with me now? Come on in. Okay, thank you. Retreat. Can you tell me anything about 2020, Spirit? What's going to cause the end of... What's going to cause the end of the world?
The president.
Who's with me now? Come on in. Did you say you're by Joe Biden? Or was... You tell me why you're around Joe Biden? Anything else? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. That intro was pretty crazy with some crazy messages, but this video is all about the brand new app created by Keith Weldon of the Chillseekers called Signal. Now Keith sent me this app months ago, maybe 3 months ago. He was working on it. It's available on iOS and Android both. I have it on my iPhone and my Android tablet. I've been testing it over the last few weeks, and if you saw my recent video about the Spirit Stick, that is when I plugged it into my astral doorway and received some incredible validations in crystal clarity. It's working now. New app. Body in the backyard. Right now, I want to talk about this app called Signal. It's a scanning IP radio ghost box, and there's been a few of those out on the market over the years. Spirits use audio to speak. They manipulate audio to speak. We must give them a voice. We must give them audio to speak, in addition to a few other things, including that ever so important connection from within you. But the Signal app is the first radio scanning IP app with such customization. You can even create your own presets. With that said, it is a scanning IP radio app, so there is a chance with any app to get false positives, like that clip I showed you in the beginning, for example. Who's with me now? Come on in. Did you say you're by Joe Biden? Or was... You tell me why you're around Joe Biden? Anything else? Could that have been from a radio show coming in? Most certainly could have been. I don't rule that out. But here's what I look at. I recorded a couple minutes there with the same voice, and this voice was seemingly answering me directly with a message that I could easily interpret as to what was meant here. Did you say you're by Joe Biden? Now, I had it set for 13 radio stations to be scanned, but all that was coming in was the one voice. And that's typically how spirits work. They change it, they come through for a minute or two, and then they leave. But with that said, it could have been radio coming in and just coincidentally appearing to answer me. Luck of the draw, so to speak, right? but it was very, very interesting, especially since I've been getting messages pertaining to war and strife all year long. Thank you. Retreat. Can you tell me anything about 2020, Spirit? What's going to cause the end of the world? But let's dig into the Signal app right now. I'll show you exactly how to use it, how to get the best results from it, and my presets. All right, so this is the app Signal. I have it on iOS. You can download it on iOS, my iPhone, as well as Android. I'm gonna demo it on the Android tablet because it's bigger and easier to see. So right here is your power button. You'll see sweep mode. Now there's 3 modes on sweep mode. You have some effects you can see here: reverb, phaser, and low pass, which are my effects of choice. Here's your sweep rate dial, a big dial, which I love. Kind of reminds me of the old 70s and 80s stereos with the big knobs on it. And you're going to see my internet keeps going out because I'm in the back room of the house where my Wi-Fi doesn't reach. So it tells you if your internet's not there, because this needs internet to work. Hook up to your Wi-Fi, and it scans IP radio stations. Same concept as a radio ghost box. We've had IP scanning apps for years. This is yet another one, but this one is the most customizable I've ever seen. Now, it's more to it than just this, because if you hit settings, you can choose which effects you want on your dials, right? So you have a choice between reverb, phaser, gate, distortion, crusher, delay, fader, flanger, ring modulator, stereo widener, tremolo, high pass, low pass filters, chorus, and compressor. Now you could experiment with all of these effects. We know reverb works for spirit communication, so I have that one here on my first, and I'm going to show you the setting I use just on its own when it's not hooked up to a portal. I have reverb set to about half. I have my sweep rate pretty long over here to the right. I have phaser up to about 1/4 and low pass filter up to about 1/4. The most important part, what I like, is when you turn this on, I have the select button down here all the way at the bottom, because if you put it up top, it's going to do a traditional sweep where it's just one after the other. If you put it to burst mode, there'll be a burst of radio, then silence. If you put it down to the bottom, this will say select. I like this mode because when spirits do connect, they will have the ability to leave longer messages. Now, if we go into the settings also, you'll see fade sweep. Now, this is a new feature I've never seen before on any app, and Keith came up with this and thought it might be cool to try, where the stations fade into each other. Now, that works really well when you put it into the regular mode. So you hear the different stations going. I personally like that off, but you might like it on. And here's your audio source settings as well. You have volume, pitch, which I have to 0.75. I have found pitch seems to make it easier for spirits to use these devices as well. You can set the stations from 3 all the way up to 17. I like to keep it between 7 and 10. You can experiment with what you like. Let's turn this back on. You have a mute button up here that mutes everything. And I am on custom 2. That means I made that preset. So once you set in all your settings, have the dials how you want it, if you push this top button, when you turn on the app originally, there's going to be defaults loaded in. If you hit it again, you'll have custom. So these are my custom settings, right? So I just changed the sweep rate a little bit. If you hold down the preset, you hold it down for 3 to 4 seconds, it'll ask you if you want to save, and it just saved it to that second preset dial. So you can do that with every other slot where you can just set up different variables to see what works best for you. But this is the Signal app. It has this cool 3D look to it as well. This is Steve Huff. I come as a friend. I come in peace. Who's here with me? Can you use this app? I come with love. I come with light. I welcome spirits in to speak. You can find me, spirits. Who is the spirit coming in front of me to my right? You're not a bother. You're not a bother to me at all. You know that. Come on in, spirits. I know you can use this. Who would like to speak? Okay. Thanks, guys. If you want to find the apps easier, I have links in the video description below to the iOS version and the Android version. And no, I don't make a penny on any apps that are sold. I just use what I like, what has worked for me. And if it's a really cool app or ghost box or something of that nature, I love sharing it with all of you. So if you downloaded the Signal app and gave it a shot, leave a comment below. If you didn't download the Signal app, you can still leave a comment below. I love you all. I thank you all. If you like this, thumbs up and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell because YouTube is awful about sending these videos out, even to some of those who have that bell turned on. So make sure you have the bell turned on to receive notifications, and you should get a notification every time I upload a new video. I love you all. Be well, and I will see you next time. Bye.